is of course the pound dollar, because this is the primary currency that now it is the primary too. And as you can see here, this is the 159.80 that you have seen on the index right there. That's the 159.80. This is a structural point which was working from the beginning of 2009, and it has been the push up, and for the last several months it has been working very nicely. Every time it fails, it trades above and it fails, it takes us all the way down to the 157.06, or it will take us to the 154. And as you can see, for this last several weeks it's been trading between those two structural points, the 159.80 and the 157.06. So right here, right now, we're trading. We closed the week at the 160.37. Even though this is a positive close, it is a good close, and I will be looking to continue to buy the pound. I need further confirmation. The reason I said I need a further confirmation is that the move last week, as I said, was a big range move. And the big range usually indicates a typical behavior in the market that we should be cautious about. And this we discuss to a great extent in the courses beyond the 2 hours of this. But it is a typical behavior, and at least we need to be careful before we initiate a new trading position. So with this, we do have now, because I have a structural point at the 159.80, I have an easy, quick trade in the pound. So what will be my trade? If it trades below the 159.80, then I'm going to go short. So I will not go short unless it trades below 159.80. And guys, for the guys that are attending, like Marie and James and the other guys, I just want to explain to you this. The reason we identify these price points, number one, as you know, that the prices doesn't move in a straight line. So as traders, we need to identify a side of the market that we want to be either buyers or sellers. So if the market is above one of our structure points, like now it is trading at 160.37, which is above the structure point of 159.80, then we have, by looking at the chart, instead of saying that I can buy or I can sell or I can do nothing, as long as it's above the 159.80, I only have two choices. I can either buy it or I can do nothing. Selling is no longer an option. Even though I might miss 20-30 pips, what we're trying to do is to identify a methodology that gives us a statistical edge. So above the 159.80, we're looking either to buy the dollar, to buy the pound, or to step aside. But going short is not an option. Below 159, we're going to sell the pound, or we're going to step aside. Buying below 159 is no longer an option. So with that said, I will go to my radar screen, and I'm going now to adjust my plan, because this is how we plan our trades. We enter everything in the radar screen, and then we know exactly where we're buying and where we're selling. So my short point is the 159.80, and my structural short, as you can see, these are the structure, these numbers are from last week, the structure long and the structure short, and they have traded beautifully. Look how nice they traded last week. This is the 159.80. You go short 159.80, goes all the way down to the 157.06. It has been working very nicely, those 2 points. So now the structural short is going to be the 159.80. Okay, I'm trying. It's Okay, I'm gonna do a Madonna now. All right. So the structural point is the 159.80, and it is also my short point. I'm going to identify this later. So my short point. Now, if you look at the intraday chart, guys, there is your 159.80. What you need to do is to place a horizontal line like this. So when you're trading, you can see if it comes below the 159.80, you're going to take it to the short side. I'm not going to move. Okay. And so we are going to go short below the 159.80. The 159.80 is also a structural point. Now I need to identify a buying place. So my buying point, I have to take my buying entry point from the daily chart, and with this I'm going to take my buying point above 160.45. So my buying point is 160.45, and let's see what they have a structure point to the upside. The structural point to the upside. This is not really a structural point. This is more of a significant point than it is. There are several things we identify, guys, something called a structure point and something we call the significant point. So this is not a structure point, if you will. This is what we call a significant point, and that is the 161.13. So my next significant point to the upside, or my next structure point to the upside, is the 161.13. Okay, and if I'm going to go long, so let's adjust it now. So if I'm going, let's take the short trade first. So on the downside, my structure point is the 159.80. My short point is the 159.80. So I have one price point that is playing a dual role, playing the role of a structural short, and it's playing the role of a short point. So this means that we can expect a fast selling move if it trades below the 159.80. So if I go short below the 159.80, this means I do not want it to come back above the 159.80. So my stop is going to be technically above the 169.80. So in this case, you're going to place your stop a little bit above the 169.80. You can give it 10-15 pips, but you do not want it to stay. If you want to use an element of time, if it breaks below 159.80, you want either to see capitulation, or if it bounces back up a little bit, you don't want it to stay for a long period of time. So on my stop sign, my stop points, I'm going to leave it as 159.80. All of you know how we trade here, so we're going to say the stop is above 159.80. You can give it 10-15 pips, but you're not going to give it too much room if it trades above the 159.80 after it comes down to the downside. If I go long above the 160.45, then my long stop is going to be the 160.37, which it is today's close. Okay, so this is the pound. Your long point is the 160.45. Your structure long is the 161.13. This is the big breakout to the upside. If you go long, you're going to place your stop below 160.37, and you're looking for a continuation to the upside. If the pound trades below 159.80, this is where you're going to go short, because it is also a structure point, so you can expect a big capitulation to the downside. And if you go short below 159.80, you're going to place your stop slightly above the 159.80. Okay, that is the British pound.